I go to Florida for winter avoidance. This is a key principle in my life, to avoid winter whenever possible. So I went to Florida many times, and this one night I was sitting around a campfire in a Florida forest, and I was looking at the light from the campfire on the trees above. So I started photographing that firelight on the trees. It looked good, very mysterious. Of course, carrying around a campfire with you is very difficult, so I went out and got some lights, and then I started photographing just the forest without the RVs, the forest at night, late at night. And then one night I finished a picture and turned around, and there was this beautiful RV glowing like some sort of space pod, isolated by itself in the forest. And I photographed that, and that's still one of my best pictures. And from then on, it was all about the caravans, the RVs. I'm basically a vampire photographer. I don't come out during the day. No, never. So sun goes down, I come out with my lights, my camera. Everything, yeah, it's more evocative, it's mysterious. The background behind the pictures is dark and mysterious. The darkness in the pictures is very important. And I make sure that in my pictures the background is completely dark. I am extremely nervous about people seeing me do this. People in Florida have guns, as we know. You know, I'd like to be anonymous as possible. I wear dark colors, and I wait till nobody is watching, and then I set up the tripod and so forth, and I make the exposure. The exposure is always 30 seconds, which is the longest exposure I can make without reading the camera manual. And much of the time, I'm putting my lights up in the trees because they're dark and they need a lot of time with the lights. So people think I am photographing birds, owls. And in fact, in the 3 years I've been doing this, I've never seen an owl. There are two aspects to this body of work and most bodies of work. One is the way it looks, the visual style of the work. In my case, it's the reference to the history of painting. It's the way the colors look, the way I make the sky look. But then there's a second thing, which is the agenda. And in my case, I am interested in showing these RVs as some sort of symbol of what's going wrong in the relationship between mankind and nature. So I carefully construct the image to create an appearance of isolation. And in fact, these RVs are not necessarily isolated at all. If you turned around, there'd be other ones. In the picture, they look isolated, but they actually are not. So the picture is, in a way, a falsehood. And I show them as being away from any community, by themselves in the forest. So that's my artistic intent, to show kind of a parable of man in a hostile environment, a hostile nature after something very negative has happened. That's my artistic intent, but in fact, it's not like that. If you walked around in the daytime, there'd be kids out on bikes, and it'd be a very normal situation. So I've decided to sort of alter reality in the way I frame and treat the picture.